was totally trying to time that out, right? And I think I screwed it up, but that's okay. Okay, I am here without Eric for a second. Tell me, you guys, make sure you let me know you can hear me because I am trying to get everything situated here. We've been working all week on getting things situated around the house. I am getting closer. Look, I can never fix this right. Eric's going to come in here and fix it still. I have been working on my play stuff for my kids' drama class. Thank you, Gwen. You said you can hear me fine. Great. We've been getting, if you look over here, let's see, I've got some prepping items right here. You got to always have the drinks, right? I went out today because I've been looking at things that I have and realizing that some of my stock is low. And I was just thinking about, I was like, if I needed, like, if everything like shut down tomorrow for whatever reason, not to say there's a reason, but if everything kind of got crazy and I needed, like, I remember that day back in 2020 when everything was going to go on lockdown. And I remember Eric calling me and we were at Friday Friends, which is my homeschool group. And I'm like 40 minutes away from my house at this point. And I remember him calling me and saying, Monica, I have some information and I think the president's going to shut down like everything for like 2 weeks or whatever it's going to be, 30 days, whatever. And I was like, okay. And so based upon that, I was like, I need to stop it, get stuff on my way home. And literally before I could even get home, everything was going crazy. People were buying up all this stuff. And I like literally needed like just normal supplies because that would have been my weekend to go shop. And it was crazy. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I've been trying to always prepare, but if everything kind of went like that, like just say tomorrow was a Friday that you think is normal. And then all of a sudden you hear we're shutting things down. Everybody needs to be on lockdown, kind of stay at home for 2 weeks. Would you have everything? And so I was like, I should probably get some water while I'm out. So these like 1 gallon right there, these bottles, these jugs of water, I realized that I don't really have like water stored up because I always depend on my water stores outside. And I know I have like water filters and things like that. So it's not like I am worried about water, but I was like, what happens if we lose power for a day or two? What happens if we don't have water or something happens in our water? It needs to be like boil water only. Would I have clean water to use? And so I grabbed like 7 of them today when I was outside. I was like, when I was out shopping, I was like, you know what? If anything, I have a gallon of water for each kid. I'll go pick up some more maybe tomorrow or over the weekend. So I'm not going to stress over it. I'm not going to feel like I have this massive sense of urgency to do it now, but I'm feeling in my like feeling a little bit more of a sense of urgency to do certain things and to really make sure that my supplies are ready. So that's what I was doing today. I got some drinks because those are fun drinks, those Lipton iced teas. They're like fun drinks for my kids and for me. And then I got some really terrible for you Mountain Dew for my 21-year-old who like loves the Mountain Dew Voodoo, which is like his thing. And then, so I've got some Mountain Dew Voodoo over there. And then I just got some, my bag over here. It's filled with all of the, props and things for my drama. So I am just getting things. Okay, Gwen, I wash my vinegar jugs out and fill them with water. We do that too, but we actually use those jugs for animal waterers because we feel like those are big enough jugs. I save them for watering the animals in the winter because they're big enough that we can fill up the bins, like fill up the tubs, and we can fill those up inside from our tub. And they're manageable for our kids to carry outside. Eric will take a 5-gallon bucket, but that's too heavy for the 7-year-old and the 9-year-old and the 11-year-old. The 3 youngest boys are not carrying 5-gallon buckets full of water. So those vinegar jugs are perfect size for the middle and for the younger kids to be carrying water to and from the animals in the winter. So, okay, let's see who's in here. Eric is coming. He is actually probably, oh yeah, he's putting the piglets away because it's getting dark. I'll have to tell you about our free range piglets in a minute, but let me go see who's in here. Roberta, hello. Roberta's Artistic Adventures. Welcome in. Gwen's in here. Let's see. Scotty to Hottie MTP. Good evening. Welcome in. Cool Gamer. How are you tonight? I'm glad you're here. Looks like Drops is in here. Hello. Hiking with Jackie Boy. Mr. Kevin is in here. How are you doing tonight? I hope Jackie Boy's doing good. Let's see. Drop says we canned a bunch of bread and butter pickles last month and realized we didn't have enough vinegar and sugar on hand. Yeah. So usually I find that like midsummer, I realize my sugar and vinegar shortages. If I'm short any of that stuff, I realize that usually in the middle of the summer. So I did stock up on that. So I know I have that. Let's see who else I have. I went shopping for snacks when they did the lockdowns. Yeah. So we didn't really need to shop for food as much. It was mainly paper products because it happened to fall on the same week as a pay week for us. And I distinctly remember going into the Costco going, all right, y'all are crazy, but we actually need to replenish our paper products because we had used our last bit of the paper products. So I wanted to buy to backfill. And I was a little bit ticked because I was like, this is actually my pay week. Like, this has nothing to do with being freaked out. It was just a pay week. I'm making our own apple cider vinegar right now. Drops. Have you heard of freeze dried or just vinegar powder? I was watching Wicked Preparedness today and she buys vinegar, apple cider vinegar powder. My mind was blown. She actually uses it to make like meals in a jar. And so she uses apple cider vinegar in certain things. And so having it dried, she can have an entire jar of like completely dried foods and she can just put water in it. Yeah. So anyway, I was really excited. All right. I do that too sometimes. I have ones that's for animal water and ones that are for people water. That makes sense. And that's a good idea. Roberta, do you know that Mountain Dew has vegetable oil and bromide in it? Yes, I do. La la la. I don't want to listen. Oh no. I love the taste, but don't drink it because of that. Bromide is banned in other countries because it's a known carcinogen. Yes. And my 21-year-old is very aware of that, but he only drinks it this time of year, from what I understand. He only drinks it this time of year. He doesn't really drink it. He actually went like off of caffeine for a while too, but he only drinks it this time of year because it's like the Mountain Dew, like Voodoo brand. He loves it. So he was like, Mom, I'm going to have to go buy like cases of this. I'm like, okay, slow your roll. But I bought them two because they were on coupon. And I said, I got $3 off of this. So you can make these last now. He's like, I'm so excited. He's like, I just about died when I saw you bought them. I start laughing at him. Just get 5-gallon food grade buckets. For the water, probably, yeah, that's probably. I have a bunch of 5-gallon food grade buckets. What I'm going to be doing with them, yes, they are, Gwen, they're piggies. What I'm going to be doing with them is, let's see if you can see it. There you go. They're piggies. What I'm doing with my 5-gallon food grade buckets, Eric, could you please get me some water and come in here? I see him in there. Anyway, the 5-gallon food grade buckets, I'm going to use a few of them because I stock them with all my dry goods too. But because I have like the gamma lids, I'm going to use them for we're going to make our own Berkey. I have all the equipment to make my own Berkey, 2 of them. And I'm going to use 4 5-gallon food grade buckets. I have 4 that I put aside just for the water filters. So if I can make my own food grade plastic water filters, I'm hoping that will be a good thing to have and to use. So I thought about that too. So I was like, I've been wanting to do this for like a year at least. I need to do this like now, because what happens if I don't have the internet to teach me how to do it? Like, I'm not going to remember how to do it. And so I need to either make notes, do it and make notes, or just go ahead and make 2 of them right off the bat. Cause I want my boys to make it as like an actual project for school. So it's going to be a school project, but it's going to be for us as a family, because I feel like as a family, we're going to need 2 of them. If we ever were put in a situation where we would need filtered water, we would need 2 of them. I already had 200 rolls plus toilet paper and plenty of paper towels. Yeah, we definitely didn't have all that. Clouds, airplanes, bird stars. That's what's up. I love it. Yes. The powdered cider. Isn't that the coolest thing? Literally blew my mind. Hey, Sharon, how are you? Sharon had surgery like 2 weeks ago now. I think it's 2 weeks ago now. So hopefully you're doing good. Dave is in here. Texan carnivore. That's my father-in-law. Let's see. Lots of oils, not good for you except bacon grease. True. Very true. I think Sharon and Dave would agree with you on that one. Dave, by the way, I think Eric's going to need to borrow your truck tomorrow for work. That's a whole story. Anyway, so we may be coming over later. Just bought 2 sets of fluoride filters and a primer kit, and now I can't find them. Grr, I hate when I put things in a safe place. Roberta, me too. My 2 actually are in there. They're right in there on that side over there. I've got them in there. I know exactly what they are. They're filtered kits, and there's like even the little like knobs and everything for that. And I've got everything. So all I have to do is just actually put it together and set it up. But I want the boys to do it. So that's when like I really want to make sure it's a project for them, so they feel like they're involved and they have like take ownership of that. Plus, I feel like it's a really good skill to have. So I think we're all going to kind of do it together. But the activated charcoal is a must to water filter. Learn how to make it. I definitely need to learn how to do that. I think I actually have I know I have this fluoride filter things, and I have like the charcoal and all the things. Like I have the Berkey like filters, like the generic Berkey filters, but they have really good reviews on Amazon. So I did. But yeah, I'm excited to use it. Hey, John and Sarah over Two Doves Bees and Gardens. How are you tonight? I hope you're doing good. My mother-in-law had just started chemo when lockdown happened. They told her it could cause the run. She had 3 rolls of toilet paper. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Oh, okay, good. He did. He already texted you, Dave. Good. Yay. So last Saturday, we went out to go meet some friends, actually, Two Doves, Bees and Gardens, to discuss some more details on the skillshare that we're going to be having here in November. And we have a place. Thank the Lord. It is amazing. It's a beautiful place in just north of Dallas in Fairview. So all those details are going to be coming out really soon. I'm hoping to put everything out tomorrow in a little video so that we can kind of get the word out there. Hey, Sarah. And then we went out with John and Sarah to lunch at this like amazing Italian restaurant. It was so good. As a matter of fact, it was so good. We had the leftovers the next day and my daughter ate the rest of my tortellini and it was so good. She's like, yeah, it's really good still. So anyway, yeah, it was awesome. But when we left the Italian bistro, we got down the road just a little bit and I was like, hey, I really want some ice cream. Can we stop at DQ? And Eric was like, yeah, sure. Let's do that. We were literally on our way to DQ and his car started acting crazy. Now, background from y'all, just so you know. Hey, Brian, Vineyard Farmhouse. How are you? Hey, Kelly, how are you doing? I hope you're doing great. Yes, you have plenty of toilet paper. Good. Well, I know where I'm coming if I need to have extra toilet paper. Hey, girl, New York girl, Florida heart, Katina. So if you don't know me, which a lot of you know me, but I have some serious like vehicle PTSD. So back in the day, I would drive a Suburban and my Suburban would break down like a lot, just a lot. That's all I can say. I don't really have a number of how many times it would break down. It would just break down a lot. Hey, Jeannie, how are you? And so when we were driving on Saturday, let me switch spots so that Eric can sit here. I was showing everybody my stock supply of waters and stuff I got. Ew.
Why were you in my seat? That's the more important question.
I'm not getting black market toilet paper, Brian. I'll just get Eric a bidet and then we won't need toilet paper. We'll just shake off afterwards.
What exactly is a black market toilet paper?
I don't want brown market toilet paper. That's what I don't want. But
good one.
Yeah. Rude. Anyway, I have like car PTSD. So when things start to break down, I get all nervous. Literally, there was like 2 years probably or so when every time my car would start acting weird, I would just be like texting my father-in-law and be like, Dave, I need your help immediately. That's not how I text, by the way. I text like this. Actually, I text like this because I'm a finger texter like this. Anyway, I would literally
finger texters.
I would literally.
Have you ever seen a non-finger texter?
I use my nose for my phone. Have you ever seen me do that? Anyway, but I would be like, Dave, I need your help. So I would break down all this stuff. So when Eric's car started like acting funky on Saturday and we were in the middle lane of 5 lanes on a frontage road, let me just tell you, I was a little nervous and his like lights are flicking on his like CarPlay. It was like a little nerve wracking. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Eric's like, calm down. He's like, that's enough.
Yeah. When that was happening, she needed a bidet in the car is what she needed.
I needed a bidet in the car. I was really scared. I was like getting really, like I could feel my whole body just turning red. Like I was getting hot because I was getting really nervous because we were in the center lane of 5 lanes. And it wasn't just like we could pull away. And if his electric goes out, I was just wondering, well, if his all electric goes out in the car and it just shuts down, can I put on the emergency flashers? Like, will that save people from slamming into us? Like, it was just a lot. And we were right off of 75. Like, we weren't even like on a side. Like,
wait a minute.
What?
They have a question.
Kelly has a question. You can ask your question and I'll look at it in a second. Anyway, so I was a little nervous. We finally got ourselves off to a spot, but I knew it was bad when Eric was driving, and right, he like took his right hand, and like grabbed on the left side of the wheel to like turn it as we were trying to go off the ramp to get to where we need to be. I was a little nervous because he was like, power steering's out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, power steering's out. His like CarPlay's flicking, lights are flicking all over the dash. And I'm like, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up. We got where we need to be. We got the car towed. And then we got it fixed. And we have a car guy. He's awesome. He's so great. He usually calms me because he's always like, it's fine. You're good. You're good. Picked up the car on Tuesday night. No joke. We get home. I'm like, hey, by the way, there was lights going off in your car when I was driving home. And he was like, okay. So he went to his dad's, takes a look. They, reset whatever they need to reset. Yesterday morning, I get a phone call at 7:15. Eric is 45 minutes away from our house and he broke down off of 30. I was like, oh my gosh. So thankfully, everything is good. There you go, Drop said. That's why you put a go bag in the vehicles, Monica. But a go bag wouldn't help me. We were good. I had one I needed.
There's toilet paper in a go bag.
That's true. I could have pooped myself and I've been fine.
Whoa.
When I was in high school, my truck broke down on the main street. I had to push parallel parking by myself. The only way possible was I was so mad. Well, I see you had some like, oomph. Hey, Troy.
They had a rage.
Well, let me just tell you,
push.
Kelly, you can ask your question, babe, if you want. Go ahead. Needless to say, I was a little nervous. I've broken down in the middle of roads before and had to have my vehicle pushed off. I've had to help push it off. I've broken down with like little kids in my vehicle. It's been a lot. So I just don't like breaking down. I'm sure that nobody likes breaking down. I get super anxious. Like the anxiety just wells up in my throat. And but yeah, it's okay. It's one of those things people have forgotten. No power steering used to be the norm. So glad you are safe. Yes, we were. We got off. We got us where we need to be. And then Eric left me and he went to Target. He was shopping. What's funny is I was texting my daughter. I was texting my daughter-in-law and I said, hey, yeah, so I'm just sitting here in this like sticky, what we were at a Jack in the Box. The Jack in the Box, the table and the floors were like sticky. And I'm like,
no, they weren't.
Yes, they were. My feet were sticking where I was sitting. So I was like,
maybe you shouldn't have been in there barefoot.
I wasn't in barefoot. And I said to my daughter-in-law, I was like, yeah, I'm just sitting in this like sticky Jack in the Box. And Erica's across the street at Target shopping. And she was like, haha, that's funny. And I was like, yeah. Oh, he's back. I hope he brought me chocolate. And he like walks in. And I'm like, hey, what you doing? Did you get anything in here? He's like, no. He got oil to put in the car in case we needed oil. And that was it. I was like, that's not going to help me. I need chocolate. I bought you a milkshake. No. Anyway, but we're okay. We're still waiting for his car to be fixed. So we'll see. We don't know what that's going to be like yet. Hopefully, let it not be anything stupid crazy. But we'll see. We'll see.
It's all good.
It's all going to be good. Let's see. You might want a bicycle in that vehicle too. Yeah, right? I didn't get the DQ ice cream. I did not. But I got him a milkshake, a strawberry milkshake from the Jack in the Box. And I got a warm cherry vanilla Coke. And it was really warm. And I had like 4 drinks and then I threw the rest of it out because it was not good. But yeah. What happens if there's an EMP from a nuke and no help coming? You need a go bag. This is true. I agree. I do not disagree with a go bag. I think that's a good idea. I've actually been talking to the boys about that and seeing about, seeing about one of those go bags for people. Yeah. Trying to move things around here. So I refuse to go to the Jack in the Box. John says, car repairs always make my wallet pucker.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad Monica wanted DQ that day.
Yes. Ice cream saved the day. Guys, ice cream saved the day.
And I'm glad that I'm glad that it happened on Saturday because with the things unraveling the way they did on Saturday is what made me decide just pull off on Wednesday.
Yeah, because of the way. Yeah, and he was on 30 in rush hour traffic.
I would have been having you come down to the building to get me.
Oh my gosh, I'm not going to Dallas. I mean, I would go to Dallas, but I just do not want to go into Dallas right now.
I don't want to go into Dallas every day.
But you do, and I appreciate you. You're a good husband. You're a good husband. But anyway, cars. That was the car thing. So this week has been a little crazy. It's been interesting. I had Abigail driving Miss Daisy around during the week. This week we went out. So it was my idea.
You're Daisy.
I was Daisy, yes. But I wasn't given bad advice or anything. First, you need someplace to go. What do you mean? Wait, someplace to go?
I guess if you need to go to Dallas, you said you wouldn't ever go to Dallas, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. I had to go rescue kids and hubby and pull them home many times. Well, we've done that. Well, that's the thing too. Like now I'm like so nervous because I just got the roadside assistance back on my insurance. Like they just let me get it back because they had removed the roadside assistance years ago when my Sequoia kept breaking down. They literally called me and they were like, yeah, we're going to have to take this off of your roadside assistance. Just so you know, you can't have it. And I was like, what? So needless to say, hey, Tina Ladybug. Needless to say, we just got it back. I've already towed my son's truck his car now. And thankfully, the guy that repaired it on Tuesday, he actually sent the tow on Wednesday. I hope he's not charging us for that. I don't think he is. But anyway, he had the guy sent. So I didn't have to go through my insurance on that one, which is good. Because I can just imagine now I'm going to get like something in the mail next month that says, well, we're going to have to pull you from roadside assistance again. You're not allowed to have it anymore. Had a power steering belt snap on a motor coach full of college students. That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
Well, now I will say this. This is the thing that drives me nuts now.
Tina Ladybug?
No, not Tina Ladybug.
You're like, this is what drives me nuts.
Not Tina Ladybug. No. She's probably the last person.
I know, right? She's so sweet. Hi, Ian. How are you? Ariel is in here. That location for the Skillshare is worth visiting. It is awesome.
Are we going to talk about that later?
We're going to talk about that in a minute. Yep.
Okay. Well, I was going to say what drives me bonkers is by trade, I am a troubleshooter. Mechanically minded. That's what I do.
Yep.
What drives me crazy is all the people that hear the story about what happened
and think they know what it is.
What the problem is. I'll give like one piece of information, like, well, the dash light came on. They're like, well, that's an alternator right there. I'm like, well, how do you know that? One light came on as an alternator all of a sudden. So I had that interesting ordeal when I was waiting for the tow truck driver. He came up. He's like, well, what's going on with it? And I said one thing, and he was like, well, it sounds like a throttle body to me. I was like, well, maybe you should be the mechanic and not the truck driver.
Yep, that's true.
But the mechanic did really nice because he asked me a question, and then I explained to him all the details. Yep. He listened to everything.
Yes, he's a very good listener, and he's very good about reassuring me too, because I said something to him, and I texted him. He's like, again, I'm so sorry about this. And I followed it up with, hey, look, I just want you to know, I'm not trying to be a Karen. If I'm just a nervous Monica. And he wrote, LOL, that's fine. Because I just want him to understand I am never trying to be ugly. I'm just trying to be understanding. Like, I want to understand.
I think it's near impossible for you to be ugly.
Oh, you're so sweet. Get out of here. You're so silly. Anyway, yeah. I feel like.
Oh, that's what he's saying. If you have a go bag, you need somewhere to go.
Yes. Oh, there you go.
Thank you for the clarification, Texas Carnivore. Let's see. Never late, Miss Ariel. Never late. I think
Christy Smith is in here. And Kelly, you can message me if you want. We're 8:21. Let's see.
Did they say that 2 times?
Yeah, I think so. Please pray for my neighbors. They had 3 fires back to back. Oh my gosh, we definitely will. We definitely will, Kelly. I'm kind of responding over on YouTube. That way I got you.
Yeah, feel free to email us, DM us, whatever.
Yeah. Sounds like a muffler bearing, by the way, Troy said. Actually, I think he does have a bad muffler bearing. Something. He's got something rattling around back there.
There's no such thing as a muffler bearing.
I know. I just going along with whatever Troy says. Actually, I didn't.
He's got a story about a muffler bearing.
Probably. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Miss Sandy over Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona, hit 81,000 subscribers. She had us up on
YouTube subscribers or Instagram?
YouTube subscribers.
Wait, what? Oh,
Sandy.
I thought you were talking about Ann Dale.
No,
I was like, Sandy. Wait, what happened? Did I miss
Dale's up to like 169,000 Instagram subs right now, or Instagram followers. She's like big stuff.
Yeah, I just like downplayed it. She's probably turned us off by now.
No, but Sandy hit a big milestone. That was super fun. She was giving away like vanilla beans and all kinds of stuff. And we won something. What did we win? We won a hat from Rebecca. Touched by Yarn. Touched at Yarn. Touched by Yarn. Touched by Yarn, Rebecca.
Oh,
she's
yeah.
so sweet.
If you didn't get a chance to...
And her brother, Ronald, he's so sweet, too. We met them.
If we did meet them, yeah.
Yep. And wait, Brian asked if we're going to the Pine Coast Fest. No, we're not. We're not going to be able to. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say that Miss Sandy is a lovely lady.
She is.
And, you know, the thing was, she had invited us up, I guess. I don't know if it was a personal invite thing. I don't know.
It was an email.
Oh, it was a personal email. Ooh, excuse me. But
he's up.
And, oh, nice. Oh,
anyway, seriously, put this in wrong.
I did. So anyway, we got over there, and you know, at the end, everybody was able to kind of just sing some praises for Miss Sandy. Now
because she's awesome.
I didn't get to say anything. And
wow.
you know why I didn't get to say anything? Because I was competing with a lot of other people.
Not just me.
But now I'm only 101, which the odds are still forever against me. But
it's like 80-20 right now.
But what I'm going to say is that Miss Sandy really impressed me the time that we came on her live. Do you remember what we did at the close of her live?
We prayed with her.
That is
correct.
I
think it was behind the scenes.
Well, it was.
We prayed
but she
behind
asked
the scenes
us to hang out for a minute. And she said that she likes to do that with all of her guests. And I was just super impressed. I'm like, this lady's awesome.
Well,
and then Monica told me later on that she's got like 30 channels.
She's got 3.
One of which is like
One Woman's Walk with God. If you haven't checked it out, you have to go look because she's amazing.
What is it called again?
Called One Woman's Walk with God. I believe that's what it is exactly. I'm pretty sure. Okay. I'm gonna start dropping some links here in a second. I'm gonna go but look. But yeah, One Woman's Walk with God. She's amazing. And yeah.
So there's a reason why people hit 81,000 and it couldn't happen to a nicer person.
Yep.
So hats off, if you have them, to Miss Sandy over at Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming to Arizona.
Yeah.
All right. And Dale.
She said she's not going anywhere, by the way, because you said she probably left. And she said, I'm not going anywhere.
She's waiting for me to start talking about her now.
She's the sweetest.
I will say, if you haven't had a chance to listen to the podcast yet, the Round the Hay Bale. Mm-hmm. And Dale. Now I'm just giving my updates while you're busy and giving me a chance to talk.
I know.
I don't normally get to
go
say things like this. Yeah, you do
channels.
that. You do that while I'm talking.
I'm gonna post some channel links, guys.
But I'm gonna tell you something. Adding and Dale, first of all, it was my idea. Round the Hay Bale stole her from me because I was actually going to start my own podcast.
Sure.
They stole her from me. Now I got to go find an Andale lookalike / act-alike.
Sandy is her like twinsy.
Even better.
Sandy's like her
even better
sister.
Ann is out. Out.
Sandy's really busy though. I doubt you could get her. You probably can't get her.
Oh, if she has time for 30 channels, she's going to have time for a podcast.
She has 3 channels. You better be nice.
All I got to do is organize. I'll just list all the questions and then she can do the talking.
Oh my gosh.
And it'll be perfect because I don't get a chance to talk here. I won't get a chance to talk there.
Oh, stop. You're talking right now.
Well, what was this? Did you know? Most people didn't know this. That Sandy's got her own seed store or whatever.
I know. She's also a master gardener, which I figure people probably do know. Yeah. She's a master gardener. She's an artiste. She makes all kinds of art. She's actually got some beautiful art. Not actually, like I didn't believe it, but like she's just like she's got some really great.
You're never gonna believe this.
You're never gonna believe this. No, she's got some really great art. She's just a beautiful person inside and out. Like really, we gotta stop being all crazy, but Miss Sandy, but she really is awesome. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. The reason why I was bringing that up about the seeds was what was the one thing? The popcorn flower or something like that.
We're getting those.
What was it called?
It's called like sweet butter popcorn or something. She said you like touch it, you like this and be like, it smells like sweet butter popcorn. She said, I'm literally gonna get fat just smelling it. I know it. Because what's gonna happen is it's like when you eat sugar-free items and then that sugar makes you want more sugar. I'm gonna be sniffing the sweet butter popcorn and I'm gonna want to go eat other stuff. Oh, he said check the blinker fluid, Eric. Oh, battery saver. We need to get this.
So, geez, it was.
Sorry. We need to get
it's like bumper cars up in here.
He said check your blinker fluid, Eric.
Yeah. No, I checked that 3 times. I wasn't sure.
Hey, stop pushing your chair on my chair. We gotta plug the thing on.
Can you give me some space?
I cannot. I'm a big girl. I have a big chair. I have a big chair to hold my booty. Okay. Now, are you better? Are you better now?
Am I better?
Yes.
All right, where were we?
I don't know. You were checking the blinker fluid.
Catch up, Monica Bland.
I know.
Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank here. Who is Kelly Hendershot?
We went to school with her in high school in Maryland. You'll recognize her.
I'm gonna need a picture. I need a picture.
Yep, I'll show you her picture later.
Now I probably offended Kelly. Man, I'm just like all over the place tonight.
You did not.
Let's see. Thunderstick Homestead said evening, Eric and Monica. That's me and you, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I remember Kelly. Okay.
Yep. Okay, hold on. I clicked on a picture of you, Kelly, so we could see real quick. Okay, let's see. It's 90 degrees. Wait, it's 90-10, Monica Bland.
Homesteading Hustle. Wait a minute.
Homesteading Hustle's coming on here tonight.
Their logo is close to Thunderstick. Thunderstick, you didn't steal that from Homestead Hustle, did you?
He did not.
Okay.
He did not.
That's gotta be sure.
Remember, he changed it from his own face last week or whatever. Oh, she said your butter popcorn flowers were mailed today. And Sandy definitely said Anna's a great idea for around the hay bale. Oh, there you go. Ann said Sandy is my other pea in the pod. They are. They're 2 peas in the pod. They really are.
Yeah. Well, you could probably sit there and listen to both of them all day long.
You really could.
You need to get on
something about Sandy. Like I literally listened to her talk about putting, was it cling wrap in the freezer? It's a thing. Do it. It makes it easier.
Like the whole roll?
Yeah, you stick it in your freezer door and it makes it like work better. I watched that stinking video like 4 times because it's a short, I believe. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. So genius.
Well, so
she has all kinds of tips and tricks.
You know, with Sandy and Ann, what you need to do is you need to put them in rocking chairs on the front stoop somewhere and just sit between the two of them and listen to them talk about stories.
It's true. And then dude, if you put Troy in there with his stories, oh my gosh, could you imagine Troy, Sandy, and Ann? Like in a trio of storytelling, and just like you could hear the ladies and then have Troy give the story design and then have the ladies tell the stories. Oh my gosh. Not that I don't like to hear Troy, but I'm just saying.
Wow. Okay. Out with Troy.
No, he's got great stories. He talked about being on the podcast today on his Bar Run Forge Live. Hey, Tina, how are you? Over there now in Facebook land. She's going back.
Tina Ladybug?
That's Tina Ladybug. She's hopping. Just like Kevin does.
Nice.
Okay, let's see. I'm trying to put everybody's things up. I'm trying out let's see. Here we go. Trying to do.
Drop said you missed the opportunity to get me a whack on the back of the head when I was plugging the thing in.
Oh, I should have. Man.
What?
I miss it, Drops. It's okay. I'll deal.
Let's see. He said that they stole his logo. Okay.
Yep, there you go.
Eric, me and you podcast, we will probably get 1 million in a week. See, that's what I'm talking about. Sandy's on board. I am good to go.
That's actually good. You know, you could do like a little Bible study. You and Sandy doing Bible studies together.
Hey. You do your own thing.
Gosh. I'm in.
You're out.
Hey, call Casey. He'll produce it. He'll do all the legwork for you. That's his dream, is to produce.
You're uninvited.
I'm telling you.
You're not. It's not for you.
I don't want to do it.
You already stole my other people. I want
you guys to do it.
I could have had the dream team, and you broke us up.
I'm thinking that you and Sandy would be a dream team right there. That would be pretty awesome, actually. If you did a Bible study podcast, I would listen. Not that I wouldn't listen to you normally.
Yeah. Wait, what were you trying to say?
Saying, if you had. Oh, Drop said that was a private message.
Oh, man. There was something I was going to say to you.
Okay.
Oh, you want to talk about the... I wanted to say something because when I was in the other room...
Yeah, don't... My armpits, stop.
Stop
touching armpits. I hate that. Ugh.
Okay,
why?
Stay focused.
Why do you want to touch my armpit?
Stay focused.
Ew.
Okay.
Stop.
Sandy likes it.
No. She doesn't like you touching my armpit. She's not encouraging that. You're behind.
No, I'm not.
By 3 seconds or so. You're behind a little bit.
No, I'm literally right where you are. Anyway, so we were talking, or you were talking about, how did you get on the subject of Mountain Dew and stuff like that?
Oh, I was thinking about things that you had to prep. And then I was showing my stock over here that I just got from the store today because they were on sale. And Luke likes those Mountain Dews. He loves those. See, Scotty the Hottie says Bible study sounds real good. I agree.
Scotty the Hottie.
He's a guy. I'm getting
Scotty too Hottie. He's Scotty too Hottie.
He's too Hottie.
What's
I'm gonna be putting up your stuff in a second, Scotty.
Welcome in here,
you
Scotty.
In here earlier.
Well, I didn't say hi.
You weren't in here.
Okay. Anyway. Well, it's interesting. I was thinking about that because of how much we talk about all the time about growing our own food. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we don't really take the seriousness of all the work and effort that we put into it, because either we don't partake in it, don't take the full advantage of eating everything we have, or we still wind up going out there and consuming everything else that we're trying to get away from because we don't have time to take care of ourselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Kind of. I'm really only listening to half of what you're saying.
You only listen to half. Okay. What I'm saying is sometimes we work so hard to make things so healthy, but we don't have time to take care of, we don't have time to consume it ourselves or take time to process it ourselves.
Yes, that's true.
That's like,
so we eat garbage still, even though we have all the good stuff here.
Yes. That's what I was thinking about when I was listening. Well, I had to be your peasant.
Thank you for getting me that, though. I appreciate it.
And then,
Scotty 2 Hottie was subbing from Sandy's channel.
Right on. Appreciate that. And thanks for Sandy for having us on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anyway, so no, because how many people are raising, or how many people we know that raise cattle but won't eat them?
Yeah, that's true.
I was talking to a guy the other day, called him on the phone about some stuff, and I heard a turkey in the background. I said, "Man, you got yourself some turkeys, do you?" And he said, "Yeah, I do." I said, "Getting ready for Thanksgiving, are you?" He's like, "Nah, my wife wouldn't let me eat that thing."
Mm-hmm.
So they got like a flock of turkeys, and
they don't eat them.
They're not eating them. And, I'm sure they're feeding them so well. And
hi, Cindy. How are you?
Man, I don't know. I feel like sometimes we're at that place where we're willing to put all this work and effort into it because we want to be healthier, but we don't take advantage of all the bounty
of what we have,
of what we're producing.
That's true.
So,
Gear wants to know, what night or day are you planning on Bible study for?
Oh.
How you doing, Gear? See, people will be in.
Wait, Gear's up in here?
He did. He's in here. He's underneath when I put up Tina Ladybug's thing. Got to go up a little bit. That's okay, Scotty. I'll put you up anyway. And there you go. Boom. Welcome to my world. Wife runs away when I process animals. He said. Drop said, if you go up a little bit, you can see Gear's in here too.
Well, what's going on, Gear? I'll get up to him in a second.
No, are you going to back up?
He can just comment again, and then I'll put it up. How about that?
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, my.
So we're super, super excited for our new Skillshare that's coming up. This will be our third installment, if you will, our third meeting. So originally, we were talking about doing a Skillshare every Monica was a little overzealous. I think originally she wanted to do like every month. Then
we're going to do every couple months.
And then it went to like quarterly. And now it's like kind of just, and that's okay. I think that's like the evolution of what we're dealing with, because not everybody's available throughout the entire year. For some reason, like we talked about, the summertime seems to be very, very difficult for people to be able to get out and do things. So, so that's what we're shooting for coming up at the first Saturday of November. And it will be in Fairview, which is north of Allen. And for those
north of Dallas,
all north of Dallas. And for those who are a little more familiar, they're probably familiar with Allen because it was a great football town for a very long time. Won a lot of state championships. Anyway, so we're going to be going out there now. Here, look, I got to tell this story though. So when we were going out to meet up with John and Sarah.
He wants to call her Lisa all the time.
I do.
So I'm going to start calling John and Lisa, and he's going to mess it up.
You will mess it up. You will mess me up.
So Sarah, if he calls you Lisa, you have to be like, yes. And then come give me a high five because we got him.
What's going on?
Oh, there's Gear. Now he's saying hi.
Okay. So,
I agree.
So we go, they're introducing us to a guy that is a full-time farmer.
Yes, Ann.
Okay. So, you know how like when people tell you things, you start kind of formulating what this person looks like and where they live and things like that. And so I'm thinking we're going, because this guy's got a full-time farm. I'm thinking, well, we're going to like somewhere where we're going to see like a lot of agricultural type things. You know?
He does at his other place.
I understand.
But you weren't thinking we were going to go to
so
another place.
Anyway, we're driving up the highway and I missed the turn, which
she said, just don't call her Karen. You'll be fine.
I'm like, well, how did I miss a turn? We're like in the middle of like a city. So I had to do a loop around. I came all the way back around. We're going into a shopping center. And of course, the first thing I'm thinking is I'm like, bro, how is this even going to be something that we're going to be able to utilize? Because this is like in Fancy Town. Okay, this isn't like some rundown city. This is like
it's a very nice town,
a very affluent area. Yes. Very nice things. The strip mall is like very
contemporary,
very trendy,
very remodeled. Is like newer.
Yeah, so everybody
it's a newer space.
Like walk in this area and get food or go store shopping.
Yeah, you can park and just walk everywhere. It's so nice.
Very nice. Projects with Paul. How you doing? So anyway, so we go up. We're waiting for this guy to come. Well,
oops, sorry.
Caleb's in here too. Mom thinks she's got a touch
I'm like
screen,
smacking everything. Upscale, John said. It's very upscale.
It is very upscale. So anyway, so we're waiting, and all of a sudden this dude comes around the corner. He looks like he's getting ready to go to the beach. He's got his shorts on with his little button-up shirt, flip flops, like sun bleached hat. I'm like, okay, not what I was thinking, but
this is our hydroponic farmer.
Yeah. So anyway, so we go into this place, and as soon as we open the door,
this guy is awesome.
This place was unbelievable. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, man, what are we going to be able to do in here? Like, I'm looking at everything. I'm afraid like people might bump into stuff, might break stuff. I mean, this is very, very upscale. And apparently it was an old restaurant that shut down, and he basically came in, took it over. He's running I think like 11 or 12 businesses out of this restaurant, because he holds all the insurances and licenses and stuff like that. And so we're telling him what we want to do. Well, he's like, you can do whatever you want. There's no rules.
I love that so much. Like, he's not charging us to use the space. It's just a blessing.
I'm like, well, this guy, no, he can't really mean that.
It can't be real.
So we start telling him some different things that we like to do, and how we like to do we like to do hands-on, demonstrations. We've done like processing. And he was like, well, over there at the countertop, that's where we've processed a full pig. We've done turkeys. I'm like,
that's awesome.
I'm looking at it.
This space is gorgeous now.
Now, here's the thing. The countertop is probably about 20 feet long.
It is amazing.
By about 5 feet deep. And it looks like something you would see on Food Network. And so I was talking to him about some different things. He said, yeah, so when we process what we do, he said, if you look above the countertop, you'll see a bunch of hooks. And I look up there and I see all this track lighting. And he's like, what we do is we hang a camera up there, so that instead of people having to crowd around the countertop, you cast that onto the screen. And we have a 75-inch TV that we can roll over here.
This is like Eric's dream right here.
That it can screencast to. And then that way people don't have to be right up next to you. They can watch from anywhere they are. I'm like, wait, what?
This is such a cool opportunity. He is such a blessing to us. So y'all have to go check him out. Profound Micro Farms. His name is Jeff. And you have to go look at his story, go look at his website, check him out. He does some awesome things for the people in Dallas. He's providing farm fresh, like farmers market type food, like fresh foods to people where there's not farmers markets, where there's not the ability to buy fresh produce and groceries. And he's doing that. And he offers delivery too. It's just awesome. And he's got 2 locations, and he only does all of his stuff. He farms on only 10 acres. Like, I say only 10 acres because what he does, you would expect him to do on like 50 or 100 acres. The amount of food that he helps put out and distribute to people. Absolutely amazing. Like, so blessed. Like the Lord's working through his life, and just all the like different things that he supports, because he does support a bunch of like ministries and things like that. Like, people come in and use that space, and they rent that space to go and minister to people. Like the guy we met, he goes out, it's called Chef, but he has a thing he does. It's called Chef to the Shelters. And he was making Dr. Pepper. What was it? It's called Profound Micro Farms, but I think the actual, Profound Micro Farms is what it's called. Profound Micro Farms. It might be Profound Farms too, if you look, but no, it's Profound Micro Farms. That's what it is if you look it up. Anyway, he Chef to the Shelters. Makes really great food because he's a chef. He makes really good food and then goes to the shelters and feeds people in the shelters like good food, not just like junk that's like leftovers and like all this others. Not to say the other shelters don't feed their people good, but he's able to feed the shelters in Dallas. He's feeding people in Dallas like good quality foods. I mean, awesome. Yeah, there you go. Not to mention that his wife is in Israel right now. Oh, creme brulee. There you go. Dr. Pepper creme brulee. So these people in the shelter are getting Dr. Pepper creme brulee from a chef. And I'm like, daggone it, that's awesome. Like, I don't get creme brulee.
I think
it's a blessing. Oh my gosh, so awesome.
Yeah,
so powerful.
So even what we're doing, so the theme on this year on this Skillshare, what is it called? How do you say it? What was the name? What's the name of the Skillshare? Yeah.
Oh, we're just calling it making money on the homestead.
Making money on the homestead.
So or farm or whatever.
So here's the thing. And now, and we went back and forth with this, especially with the first one. The second one, we asked for a nominal donation at the door. And the reason why we do that is because the first one that Jake did, what he did was everybody just basically said, yeah, we're coming.
And they brought things and all that.
And then they just, something else came up and they didn't go. So he prepared food for like 150 people and only like half the people came.
Yeah.
So
he bought a lot of stuff and put a lot out of his own pocket. And I mean, look, Jake will give you the shirt off his back. He is such a giver. Him and Ann are absolutely phenomenal. And I'm like, dude, this is that's a lot for one couple to do. So yeah, we're asking a little bit of a donation this time, but we're going to give it to charity. Go ahead, finish.
Yes. So that's the thing though, is all the money that's coming in is all going back to this gentleman, either that one or he named like 3 different nonprofits that he likes to give to. And since he's providing the service or providing the location free of charge, it's the least we can do.
Yeah.
And so we're really hopeful that we get a lot of people to come. So if you are in North Texas, or if you're
anywhere and you want to come to North Texas,
Oklahoma, here's the thing too, is do you have can people get to it through this QR code on our?
No, not yet. I'm going to actually have the QR code yet for the Skillshare. I'm going to have it set up. Hopefully I can get it set up by tomorrow afternoon. And when I get home from my class tomorrow, I'm going to set that Skillshare. The rest of the event info will be there. You'll be able to see the address. You'll be able to see every place it's going to be. It's actually going to be the Fairview address on Profound Microfarm. It's going to be Fountain Court. And I can actually put the address up right here. So if you're interested in coming, I'm going to have that QR code where you're going to be able to go and register. You're going to be able to see the schedule with the speakers. You're going to be able to see the topics that are going to be spoken about, speak to. We're going to speak about some things. There's going to be a demonstration. We've got Carmen from Jesus Loving Homesteader who is going to make some salves. And we're going to do some salves, and I'm going to do some lip balm. So it's going to be oil infused salves, however you want to say it, spelled SALVES, multiples of them. And then you certainly can donate to it if you want. We're going to have a Google form where you can Venmo, and I'm going to take all the money from the Venmo, and then I'm going to throw it into the donation for the, I guess, Chef to the Shelter or wherever we donate to. I feel like we should do Chefs to the Shelter because he happened to be right in there. And I feel like what an amazing thing that the Lord, God placed him right there at that time. Why else would he be in? I mean, obviously he was doing stuff, but I felt like it was such a God thing when we walked in there and he was there and we met him and he was so great. He told us some dad jokes and it was, Eric does not like dad jokes.
That's why
I just fell in love with that part of it. I was like, oh, I just love this guy.
That's why I'm partially out.
No, we are 100% in. I just love the idea that he cares and he's doing something. And it touched my heart. There's so many ministries out there. So maybe next time we'll give to another one. But I know that, Jeff and his wife at Profound Microfarms, they support a lot of different, places. And when they have events and they are donating, they donate to different places. And so he gives to Profound Microfarms. He also gives to the Seed Project. Yeah. He also gives to the Seed Project Foundation. That's another one that he gives to. So it was between that one and the Seed Project. The Seed Project Foundation is awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool too.
He was telling us about that.
So what he was saying was this project or this 501c3 or whatever it is, they basically, when people's crops don't produce and then they don't have anything to bring in for revenue, then this ministry steps in and assists them with getting the crops back to where it needs to be so that they can be able to live.
Yeah.
Because they understand how important farming is.
Truly.
We're running out of farmers, people. We're at a place where there's so little amount of people that are producing food that either we got to do it ourselves or we got to find ways to help people who do it. And helping them is by buying food from them, supporting them, And support doesn't mean just like say, hey, you're doing a great job. Go buy some food from them. And yeah, it may cost a little bit more, but if this is somebody that is relying on every sale to pay their house bills, and they're feeding the general population.
Yeah, it says Chefs for Farmers is actually hosting this big event where they're doing a farm tour, and they're actually going to Profound Micro Farms, and that's one of the farm tour. People pay all kinds of money to go to these main events. They're actually paying $25. No, they're paying more than that. 100% of the proceeds from the farm tour go, and $25 of each main event will go to support the efforts of the Dollar Seed Project, which is really cool. So, and it says that they basically donate garden supplies, fresh food for the food insecure, and they basically are really just about connecting and really just supporting farmers and regenerative agriculture and just different, basically the quality of life in communities and small places, and what does it say, without compromising future generations. So yeah, it's such a cool thing. I just love the fact that, you know, he's working with great 501c3 nonprofits, working with these nonprofits, and he's there and he's like just encouraging them and helping them, and they're all kind of helping each other. It's just amazing. So it was really cool. I mean, it was just a blessing, and it's cool because all of this started because John and Sarah, there you go. Yeah. John and Sarah, John had met him at an event and he only like talked to him a couple times, but just by John saying, I think I have somebody I can reach out to. And it's just so cool to make that connection. I've got a friend, my friend is looking into a place in South Texas so that hopefully we can have one of these events down in the Conroe, Houston, Katy area, maybe not in Houston, but maybe around the Houston area, so that if you are in Southern Texas and you want to come to a Skillshare event and you want to share things, knowledge that you have, if you're thinking about that, let me know, reach out to me, because we are looking for a place to host a Southern Texas one. So yes, exactly. Thank you, Andale. I'll send you the information. I'm going to do a video on it, and I will send anybody that's interested in telling people about this particular Skillshare event, let me know, because I would love to have more people coming to it. And then if we can get a bunch of people coming to it, then we can kind of branch out and do more of these. I just feel like the best way to encourage other people is to share the skills, share the head knowledge, but also the doing the things. So like Carmen's not just going to make the salves. We're going to show people. I'm going to have a bunch of people. I'm going to buy a bunch of like lip balm containers and things, and we're going to make lip balms. I want people to get hands on in there. We're going to have all the things so that everybody can make their own lip balms, because that's one way that you can be able to make money on the homestead, because this particular Skillshare is about how you can use your farm, use your homestead to make money, to bring income in, whether it's just to support your lifestyle as a full-time farmer. Maybe you just want to be able to pour back money into your farm so that you can pay for the feed, whatever it is. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you. I appreciate that, Ann and Sandy, both of you guys. So I'll get you information as soon as I get it finalized, hopefully tomorrow. But I just think it's cool because, I think when Jake had this idea to do this, it was really about making sure that people had the skills for these times where we need the skills. And this is really just, it's been a great opportunity, because this is something that I think that's been on our hearts for a while too. And when Jake said something and when he mentioned it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what we've been wanting to do. This is amazing. You have such a great idea. And we just really wanted to kind of come alongside and say, we really want to do this. So we are going to be having like a little mid-market vendor fair in the middle of this. So we're hoping that we're going to have all these people come, bring some of the things they're selling so we can share, but we can network. The Naked Gardeners are going to be there. They're going to be starting to talk. They're going to talk about how to market your homestead or your farm business, whether it's selling soaps or whether it's selling milk or whether it's selling your animals, whatever it is, how to get the word out there and use free marketing, social media marketing, how to use all those things, but use the free, get it out there for free. Because a lot of people don't have money for ads and things like that. So I just think it's cool to be able to do how to kind of make your business work on a homestead, if that's the thing. So I am super excited about that. Yeah. Sorry, I just mean to take over completely.
You completely took over.
I'm going to let you talk at the Skillshare. I promise. I am.
I don't know. I'm not banking on that one.
I am.
Okay. Well, no. So yeah, once we get more of the information, we're going to be pushing that out to everybody. And if you have the opportunity, as Monica said, one of our hopes, especially with Jake and Ann as well, is to be able to spread out across Texas. And so we've been on the further east side of Texas. We've been close to Dallas. We're going to be going north, and if we have the opportunity to go south, and I would almost say that if we had enough assistance and enough people coming, then we could also do, outside the state, going up into Oklahoma or over to Arkansas, Louisiana. That's really the goal, is to just kind of share with people, these different skills.
And these aren't just skills that we have either. These are skills that everybody has. Like, I don't know how to do a farmer's market stuff. So we're bringing people in that are interesting and interested in this and are able to do this and that have the skill set and the knowledge to do it. So are you going to kick her from the studio? Okay, there you go. Okay, so before we bring up our guest, I wanted to also talk about, since we're talking about how to make money on the homestead, and that's what our topic is going to be for the Skillshare, I wanted to put it out there for you guys. If you are a YouTube creator, which a lot of you are here, if you are a YouTube creator and you have enough subscribers, I don't know how many is the minimum. I highly encourage you. Hey, how are you? Brampton Gardener's in the house. Yeah, that was me. Okay. Go over to check out Amazon. If you shop at Amazon, Drops, I know you're not shopping at Amazon, but he's not. I'm almost certain he's not shopping on Amazon. Tell me if I'm wrong, Drops, because I think I'm right.
No, you're right.
Anyway, if you shop at Amazon, if you use Amazon stuff, Casey over at Ormsby Farms was like, Monica, you have to go do this. So I was like, I'll do whatever I want. You don't tell me what to do. But then I went and did it anyway. But I went and joined the Amazon Live, and you can become an Amazon influencer. Anyway, I just had to do that.
What's wrong with your mouth?
That's what reminds me. That's like Casey. Casey, every now and then, yes, he did roll his eyes. Yes. So every now and then, Casey like a channel the inner.
Well,
Casey,
the hair
like,
flip was okay, but I didn't know what.
Anyway,
I don't know about the other part.
No, but I joined the Amazon influencer program, but you get to make like lists and stuff that you would use. And I put like a ton of stuff that I use. I categorized it. I used the things for the like homeschooling on the homestead. I did kitchen supplies, all these things. And the coolest thing is that when people buy from your little link, you get the money. Well, you don't get all that money. No. You get a portion. But ready? You can go live. Mm-hmm. And you got to go do it. You can go live in your storefront and show all the things. So like, I was all like, check out this. And then I didn't say that. That was my happy planner. I didn't.
You almost knocked water off because you're clowning around.
That's not, not the happy planner. But you can pull whatever you want in your storefront, and then you can showcase it and go live. And then you get like credit. Like, it's a cool thing. It is awesome. Man, I'm telling you what, Amazon influencer program. I don't know how many subscribers you have to have, or like Instagram people, but I'm telling you, it is worth it. Try it. People are making money doing that. And if it's one of these things that you can just do, make a couple videos, and it's kind of a passive income as people buy things, y'all need to do it. You need to try it. Hardknack Farms, how are you? I think it might be. I don't know. I'm trying to think if it is or not.
I've seen the name.
I've seen the name. I know. I've seen the name around. Hold on. Let me go. I'm going to post these.
All right. So Brampton Gardener is encouraging Andale to do a flamethrower.
She should, because she's Pyro Granny. She lights everything on fire, Eric.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. She said she was thinking about doing fire starters. You should have an entire idea list of it's going to be called Pyro Granny Tools for the Pyro Granny. Hardknack Farms said I get around.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, I love it.
Family show.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you want to pull our guest up? Oh, nope. Hold on. I got to do this.
Yeah, I'm going to pull this up here. So, would you like to introduce her?
Yes.
You got focus here.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to click this. Okay.
Look, she's back there. She's smiling. She just kind of did a little hair flip. She's waving. She's doing all kinds of stuff. And you're over here. You're not paying attention.
So we have Sarah from A Homesteading Hustle. So you guys can give her some love. Yay! There she is.
Wow, what an introduction.
Yay! Thanks, guys.
For introduction. So thank you so much for coming here. I appreciate it. I've been seeing you pop up.
Thank you.
Like, I know you went live like either earlier this year or the end of last year in a bunch of other different places. But I see you in my Instagram feed all the time. And so I was like, I need to ask someone. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for inviting me. That's so awesome.
Yes. So
yeah, I love watching lives, and Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. What were you saying? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I love watching lives. So I've seen so many like different people's lives, and there's some that I always come back to. And you guys are one of them because you make me laugh like hysterically. Thursday nights are my night to drive. I'm driving home from work usually when you're on, and which is why I'm in my car right now. And I crack up in my car. You just crack me up. You guys are so fun.
Oh, thank you so much. That's sweet.
Well, the funny thing is that Monica actually was not funny when we first started dating. So,
oh my god,
I've had to. She's stepped her game up. She's getting okay. Another 25 years, she'll probably be hysterical.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so tell everybody a little bit about what you do on your farm and where I know where you're at, but tell everybody where you're at on your farm, like where do you homestead, and kind of a little bit about what you do on your homestead.
Sure. So we live in northern Minnesota, and we have 10 acres out there, which is funny because I'm not home right now. So it's like, oh, there, I'm not home. On the homestead back there. So we have chickens. We have a lot of chickens. We have probably about 60 chickens. We have a really large garden. I love to be in the kitchen, so I love to bake and like make recipes and try different things. I do bake like sourdough and stuff like that. We do have 5 wool sheep. I haven't done anything with the wool yet. We've had them since 2020 and still haven't done anything with them, but that's a whole nother project. And we have a couple ducks. We have 2 dogs and a couple cats. So just kind of a mixed bag of animals, but our main focus has been chickens, and we do meat birds like in the summertime. We raise our own meat birds and do the whole process ourselves. And I try to like so far up to this point, I've been on YouTube now for like a year and a half, just over a year and a half. And I've kind of documented a little bit of each of those pieces, but I'm gonna kind of like chop it down a little bit and hone into a few of those because I just think that I need to focus a little more. I think I'm just too all over the place with dishing things out there. So, but yeah, so I
get carried away in a lot of things. So
yeah, because I have so many different interests, and so I was like, oh, I want to share that, and I want to share that, but yeah, but like one of the things I like to like, I love to be in the garden. We have a really large garden. We grow a lot of different things, do a lot of like canning and preserving and stuff like that. But I enjoy that piece so much that I just like to get in the zone for that. And I'm like, I don't want to bring up the camera. I just want to like be present. And that's like, I don't know. I know you guys and everybody in your chat, we're all believers, or many of us are believers. And I just feel like the garden is my place to like just in and just focus on God and creation and what He provides. And so I struggle with bringing the camera out in the garden. Well, I think I might have lost you guys. I don't know. It's sitting here.
No,
I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you. Can you hear us? Oh no, where'd she go?
I guess we'll find out if
Can
that's
you
me
hear
or you guys. I'm not sure.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us still? Oh no, did we lose her? Can you guys hear us? Can everybody in the chat hear us?
I'll put her back in the background for a minute when she
comes back,
gets back in, or Sarah, if you can hear us, give us a thumbs up. I will say that, and hopefully she can hear us while I'm going on my monologue.
Oh, okay.
Which is, yes, the one of the very interesting things that I found with gardening actually is that it has helped me to understand so much more about it's oh, she's back. Hold on. Put her back in there. Can you hear me?
Can you hear us? Okay, good. Yeah, you froze up.
I'm not.
Oh, wait. Is she froze up still? Is she freeze up again? Oh no!
I think she's freezing up. I don't know if she's got a bad signal. All right, putting her back. Okay. Anyway, I was going to say that.
She keeps freezing up. I hate that.
It's what's very interesting is that I have learned to understand more about biblical things through the garden.
Yeah.
And so many of the different references that are used in the Bible have to do with, farm animals and, gardening and, tilling of the land. You should be tilling your land. See, there you go. You should be tilling it.
Stop.
Anyway, but
I'm trying to go to no till, so Eric is revolting.
So it is very. I understand that part of it where you're kind of. For me, I'm always looking at that balance of when do I record, when I don't, so that it's not a chore, but it's enjoyable. Because, a lot of the stuff you can get out there and record it, but then lose interest in it because that's all you're doing is recording it.
Yep.
So anyway, I'll say this also, and I may have to repeat myself if she makes it back in. But so, this is one of those channels that I haven't really had a chance to watch. So Monica sends me the link and says, hey, I
sent a bunch of shorts to him because you can easily watch shorts and scroll through. But there's a lot she does. Oh my gosh. She made Little Caesars copycat sourdough breadsticks. Y'all.
Wait, is this sourdough?
That was sourdough. That's the stuff that I killed.
The breadsticks are?
Yes. She makes sourdough. I'm not even kidding you. She made Little Caesars copycat breadsticks with sourdough discard. She made cinnamon shingles. She made lemon cinnamon rolls for Shabbat morning. This is all out of sourdough. I'm all like, yeah, I'm going to make sourdough now. Now I got to start my sourdough because Sarah does all these great recipes with sourdough.
She's back. Oh, she's giving me the thumbs up. Okay, we're going to put her back. Now you have to listen to my whole monologue again.
I don't know what's going on. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
It's okay. So no, I was saying I understand. Okay. I agree that that there's certainly different places where you find that solace, if you will, that comfort or that quiet time, and there's a balance of trying to know when to record and when not to record. I think she's jamming.
I'm going to move to a different spot. Maybe it's my internet.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Seriously though, you need to go check out her channel though if you haven't.
Yeah. So
she put a DIY garden sink up in her garden with like a hose. She does it in her garden area so you can rinse off and give cold water rinses to your garden produce before taking it inside. And she explains it. And she even does a little build on her channel. Like she did a full video. I am just like flabbergasted by some of the stuff she does. I love it. And she's even like, she gives like some quiet time videos. Like some of her videos are just chill, which is really nice because I love those really peaceful shorts. And she's got those too. So seriously, you guys got to go check out her channel. It's awesome.
All right. She's back. I'm waiting for the thumbs up. Make sure she can hear me. She's fluffing her hair. Oh, we got the thumbs up. Okay, there we go. Did she jam up again? Every time I bring her up, she jams up.
I'm going to hope this works.
It's a black screen right now. Hold on. We see you down at the bottom, but now we see you.
There we go. No.
Shoot, I can't hear anything.
Oh, no. Well, we can always just talk about her and tell how awesome she is, and then everybody has to just go check out her channel.
Yeah.
Because seriously,
Sarah, if you're able to, I don't know if you have a good signal where you are, but if you want to move, we can wait until you get to where you're.
We can totally try again. Not a problem.
And if it's just jamming up because it's not a good time, we can always have you on another night.
Yeah, we could definitely do it another night. Sorry, that's another person.
So one of the things I was going to say too is Monica's thinking jack me up. So, look, she's going for a walkabout now.
Oh, she's walking now. She's got it.
She's walking through the streets of downtown Minnesota.
It's got to be cold in Minnesota right now, right?
I don't know. She looks like she's just got like a little hoodie on or something.
Wi-Fi off if you're using your phone service. That helps. He said, Drop said.
Okay. Because she comes in and then she like stops. She just freezes.
Okay, here's her link again too. I just wrote she makes so many great things. Y'all need to check her out. That's her link. Yeah, she's been on other people's channels, but I just like absolutely love some of the stuff she's doing.
Wait, is she in a coffee house now? I feel like I'm stalking her.
You're watching her. She's okay. I think she's ready. I think she's ready.
No, I'm gonna wait for her to give the thumbs up because this is like no. She was upside down a second ago. She just did a cartwheel.
Okay, are we ready?
No, she's froze again. Look.
She's frozen.
Oh, she's back.
Okay, she's back. She's thumbs up now.
Okay.
She's giving me a thumbs up. Here she comes. There we go. Thumbs up.
She's
okay,
back.
We're gonna try this. I'm in the gym, so this is public setting very strange for me.
Well, she's out of your comfort zone right there.
We're just gonna roll with this. So it's fine. If somebody comes in, they're just gonna see me talking to my phone. It's fine.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe they'll hear you. Maybe they'll hear you and be like, "Oh,
maybe
I have to go subscribe to her."
Yeah.
Maybe. I am so sorry about the internet issues. I was listening to you guys fine. I listened to the whole show, and then all of a sudden you bring me up here and I can't hear anything. So
totally fine, because we have internet problems sometimes when we try to boot like more than one person. We'll be completely fine like the whole time, and then all of a sudden it'll just start being all wacky, and we're like, we don't know what's wrong.
Yeah.
It's just
seriously like what the heck. It is.
Maybe we'll get you to do some challenges, like go over and like get in between somebody's trying to do some squats or something.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I ain't doing that.
Somebody lifting weights and you go behind them.
Yeah. Just live stream with them in the background.
She would be like our person.
Oh my gosh.
Be like, do you know Jesus?
Whoa.
And if you don't, can I tell you?
Oh my gosh. One of those. I'd be so bad at that.
So what I was going to tell Monica, what I was starting to say on your the last transmission was Monica's singing Jack Me Up though, because I had just eaten dinner. Monica made delicious chili. So I got to enjoy a couple bowls of that. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went out to take the dog outside, and I figured, let me watch some of these shorts.
Because I sent him a bunch of shorts from your channel today.
And
nice. That's awesome. Thank you.
They were making me hungry. Okay.
Yes.
And I just ate. So then I want sourdough bread. I want Little Caesar bread with
breadstick.
Oh yeah.
Dipping the sauce.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that bullet coffee stuff is, but I was like, what is that?
The bulletproof mocha. I know.
Yeah,
that's a good
one. Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen it like 5 times I've watched that.
And then she's
I drink that every morning.
What is this over here? The cinnamon shingles. And then over here was
this like a lemon cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. I like to bake, apparently.
Well, the downside was I get like real judgy about it, and I'm like, thinking why Monica just made chili, why she didn't make dessert too. I need good homemade desserts.
Oh no, she said a toddler needing her sourdough here. We can't be sourdough dessert easy and delicious. This is why I need to make sourdough now again. I killed my last sourdough, so I'm gonna have to do sourdough now because I've seen all these that you've been making. So
you should. Did you keep your killed sourdough? Sometimes it's not actually dead. It just needs a little life back in it. Sometimes they're not fully dead when people think they are.
It died because it grew a mold beard on the top of it. I feel like if your sourdough grows hair, it's probably dead.
That's probably bad. Yeah, that's probably safe. Let's not make everybody sick.
Yeah, but I kept it alive for a while. The problem I had is not that I can't grow it; it's that I grow it and then I don't know how to cook with it. So I just keep feeding it, and it gets bigger and bigger, and then it's like Big Mama June, and I have nothing to do with it, and then she just dies.
Mm-hmm. So it's just a pet.
It was a pet. It lived on top of my refrigerator because I did it actually in like February, so it was like cool in my house.
Yeah.
And so it was on top of my refrigerator where it's warm, and it grew beautifully, and I was like so proud of it. And she got big, and she grew big, and then she got hair. I lost interest.
She got hair. Well, you start again. You can do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna try now. I'm gonna try again. I'm excited because I'm looking at all your sourdough stuff. So now I'm really excited.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
We obviously have the holidays upon us. And so we did a poll. I don't know if you were in one of our live chats a couple weeks back, but we did a poll on who likes allspice and who doesn't.
Allspice.
Wasn't it allspice?
Allspice?
No.
Pumpkin spice?
A pumpkin spice. That's it.
Pumpkin spice. Yeah.
Yeah. Allspice is very different.
Monica.
Very different.
Yeah. She's a stick in the mud when it comes to pumpkin stuff. So
yeah.
But how about you? Are you into the fall season type flavors?
I am, but I'm not like one of those people that's like all I have. So I love like a good pumpkin spice like coffee or something like that, or even like pumpkin flavored things. but it doesn't have to be like the sole flavor right now. So yeah, I definitely enjoy it, but I'm not obsessed.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I won't say I'm obsessed.
Hi, Annie.
But I do enjoy, a good pumpkin pie. I like pumpkin bread.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Things like that. Again, Monica doesn't know what good flavors are, so she doesn't like that kind of stuff. But what kind of stuff do you like to make in the fall time?
Well, I do kind of the staples that my family likes because my family's kind of picky in the sense that they don't like to try a lot of new things. And if they do, they almost like me to have one of the staples as a backup, just in case it fails or it's not their favorite. So I kind of stick with a lot of like, I do cinnamon rolls like almost every week, but I have done like where I'll incorporate pumpkin into some of those like basic things. So I do like to make like the pumpkin bread. Gosh, do I do anything really different this time of year? I don't think I do. I think that's pretty simple.
I feel like you shouldn't try new things at the holidays, though. That needs to be a rule that all like moms need to understand. Grandmoms, like you can't try new things at the holidays. Like if you want to try new holiday foods, you need to test them in the summer when it doesn't matter if they're terrible. Because if you go to make this amazing thing, like you said, though, if you're like, kids, I made something new, and you put like all this time into it, and it's like a new holiday cookie or something, and then it just stinks. The kids are not going to be nice about it. They're mean.
Yeah.
My kids are awful.
They can be brutal. They can be brutal, that's for sure.
Like, this isn't good. We should just stick with what we know. Yeah. Eric is brutal when it comes to that. His mom will try to make something new for the holidays, and he's like, why don't we wait on that, Mom? Let's make something new later. Let's stick to the classics.
That's funny.
He knows
so
he's saying.
So I personally love to try new recipes. I have like no problem. Like I have a really wide palette. So like me personally, I love to try really like unique recipes. I like all different cuisines. And different like flavor profiles and stuff. But yeah, because my family's so simple, I don't get to try out a lot of things on them, and we don't really have a lot of guests over. So I don't get to like try out a lot of these recipes that I want to on people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a bummer because being somebody who does like to be in the kitchen and does like to cook, I feel like sometimes I have to keep it pretty simple in order for my family to enjoy it. Because if I'm spending, 5 hours in the kitchen on this like really like fancy meal or new recipe and they're like, then it's a big bummer.
It is. It really is. So you're on Instagram and you're on YouTube. Do you have a preference on where you like to be? Do you like YouTube or like Instagram better?
Good question. So I'm not super great with like social networking is not a strong suit of mine. So I like Instagram because I can just post like little tidbits and doesn't take much time. But I really enjoy I feel like YouTube's more rewarding because you can set like a goal or I feel like you have more, I don't know, in-depth communication with people maybe because they're spending more time with you. And so I feel like you can build more relationships, whereas Instagram is very quick and just like little snippets here and there. And so I don't know. I have found that it's been really fun to just connect with different people on YouTube. And I've been kind of having a lot of fun learning I'm not tech savvy at all. So when it comes to even like making videos, recording videos, talking to the camera, doing that whole thing and editing, like that's a whole learning curve for me. It's not a strong suit of mine. And so I do think it's been fun to kind of go down that route and just see like how can I get better and just try to continually improve. Regardless of what I do with it, it's just kind of fun to learn a new skill too. So,
well, I'm gonna interject here for a second, and I'm gonna talk to Monica. I am not actually talking to her when I say
why are you not talking to Sarah?
I'm gonna tell you why right here, okay? Because she's playing the humble game right now. Okay, let me tell you something. When I was watching those videos, two things came to my mind. So I like to I like to push and learn new techniques, how to video things, how to transition things, how to present things in different ways, try to keep people's attention, whether it works or not. I don't know, but I like trying different things. So two things popped out. That's right. I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to you.
Oh, two things popped out.
Two things popped out. Number one, the first thing I did when I was watching a couple of those videos is I went to see how many subscribers she had. That was number one. And the reason why was because of reason number two. Reason number two is she was thinking turning some transitions over there.
I know. She's got really good videos.
Yeah,
it's very clean. Have a very clean look.
She's over there like casting her hand across a thing and then like the flowers appear or whatever. I'm like, what is she doing right now?
Yeah.
So I'm not buying. I'm not buying it.
Your videos are clean. Your pictures on Instagram are beautiful. They actually usually make me stop and look. So if I'm like scrolling, I'll be like, oh, who's that? I'll be like, oh, I like that. Yeah. Sometimes I just forget to like things, but I usually will scroll through and be like, oh, nice. And then I'll just keep going. But I'm telling you, you have very like even your thumbnails. If you go and if anybody's here and you haven't looked at her stuff, her thumbnails are clean. Like you have a clean, very clear look about your channel and about your Instagram, and it's so visually appealing. I was like, I wonder if she has background in like audio visual, or I thought that. I thought, okay, I wonder if she went to college for this type of stuff, or if she learned about it somewhere, because it looks like if you didn't, it looks like you are photography or you're into that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I've never had anyone say that to me. So that's really awesome. Thank you so much. Definitely don't have a background in it. I'm kind of a YouTube junkie and I watch a lot of YouTube videos. And so I pick up on things and I'm like, how do they do that? And I just kind of experiment with it. And, you know, sometimes it works and sometimes it's a fail, but I'm willing to try it. I'm not super worried about like, I don't know, like a lot of people, like they don't start a channel because they're worried about like what other people will think, or they're like really embarrassed. And I'm like, I go on here, I don't even have makeup on, I came out of the shower, I look a little crazy. Like I'm not like worried about this. So if I'm testing something out and trying it out, I welcome and enjoy the feedback on it too. So if it works, like you're giving me awesome compliments, like thank you so much. I feel really good about that. But if somebody's like the other day, I asked a question on one of the Facebook, like YouTube groups, just about like if anyone wanted to like look at it and give me some pointers on things. And, you know, people are real honest, you know, and so they'll point out things and I just want to take it and get better. And so I take, you know, what they say and I try to incorporate it differently the next time I make a video. Sometimes people suggest things that I don't want to change or that I actually like about my channel. And so I'm like, well, I'll take that with a grain of salt, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. But I just think it's all so fun. So I really appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
Yeah, no, really. It was kind of cool because I was like, why does she not have more people watching her stuff? Because it's really good. And I mean, look.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, my watch time sucks. I'm not even monetized yet.
Well, you should be, because no, you have some really great content. And no, seriously, guys, if you haven't checked her out, go check her out because the content is really good. You have good videos, you have good quality videos. It's nice and visually appealing. Look, I'll never forget when I did the Christmas stuff last year. It was the first time. So I don't like get all dolled up. Usually I throw earrings on. That's me being fancy. And I put some mascara on so I don't scare people. And that's pretty much it. But when I did the Christmas vlogging, what is it? What's it called when you?
It's called Vlogmas, isn't it?
Vlogmas. So my daughter was telling me about it like 2 years ago, and I'm like, I don't know. And this year I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try something. Eric is not into it, not his thing. But I did it last year, and it was so fun. It was completely chaotic. Like I'm like waking up, and I'm like, "Hi guys, welcome to day 5 of Vlogmas." I mean, I have never been so completely raw in my videos. I was literally in bed for one of them because I was sick as a dog, and I started the Vlogmas and I couldn't finish it. It was so bad. I did the whole month. We did great, but we ended up getting sick as a family like 4 days into the month. We had scarlet fever. We had flu A. We had everything you think of. It was terrible. Yeah. But doing it really felt great. And I really put a little passion back into me for wanting to just do videos because just wanted to
Definitely.
share with people what it was like in this crazy place
Yep.
that I live, in my brain,
Yep.
basically.
Yep.
So what made you start doing your channel?
Well, hold on. I wanted to real quick on what you were just saying. I think people really appreciate that, and that's something that I wanted to do. Like, make sure going into my channel that I was just like real with people too. And I don't want to I don't normally wear a lot of makeup or get all dolled up, and so if I'm gonna do that, that feels very fake to me.
Yep.
But if there's some days that I'm in the kitchen, I feel like being a little homesteady. Like, I'll put on my cute apron or something, but I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it because I feel like I want to do that. You know what I mean? And I think people appreciate that realness. So, but okay. So you asked what made me start my YouTube channel? A few different things actually. It's kind of interesting because before, for the last maybe 3, maybe 4 years or so, I've watched different YouTube videos, but just kind of learning about very specific things like gardening or stuff like that. So it's very specific. But I realized I didn't really look into a full on homesteading channel. And at the time I was like, I want to learn from somebody who's kind of just in the same stage as me. They're just kind of go along, they're learning as they go, and just sharing that part. And it's funny because at the time I thought that was a very small portion of people on YouTube. And then I'm on here and I realize, oh no, there's a lot of channels. It's just that YouTube I don't see that. That's not who's dominating the market. And so I didn't even know so many of these channels existed. So I initially wanted to go in it because I was like, there's things that I could share. There's a lot of stuff that we're learning. We're trying to learn how to, use different income streams from a homestead lifestyle to make it a full-time homestead. And we're far from that, but at the same time, we're taking all the little pieces of things that we learn right now, and just working towards that. And that's just something I wanted to be able to share and document for not only for myself, but just if anybody needs a little bit of inspiration or a little nudge, hey, you can do it. I just kind of wanted to do that. So that's kind of what made me want to start, I guess.
Well, I love it. I mean, you're definitely an encouragement to others. And I mean, that's one of the things that we're talking about in our Skillshare this coming month, next month, is how to make money on your homestead. What can you do? Whether it's baking bread and selling your bread at farmers markets, whether it's, I mean, whatever it is, even if it's the small things that you can do just to pay yourself back for some of that time. Whenever we sell rabbit manure, we're just trying to cover the cost of a bag of feed. That's what I always tell people.
Right.
Like, well, how much? Exactly. I mean, we don't sell it all the time. I only sell to one lady really, but when she comes, she's asked, what does it cost? And I'm like, whatever a bag of feed costs right now. That's it. Yeah. Because if you can buy a bag of poop and I can cover a bag of feed for my animals,
that's a win.
Because I know you're going to be paying a lot more somewhere else. So I don't mind just charging you what I pay for feed bag. And that's the little things. The little ways you can make money. And that's what I'm hoping to work. That's one of the things I'm hoping to do is, be able to kind of share those things too. And that's why we want to do these skill shares and encourage other people to use what they've got. And if maybe you don't want to ever make any money on your homestead, fine. Right. Maybe you're doing it for other reasons. Maybe you're only just gardening for yourself or you're only just farming for yourself. Super great. But there's always something to be learned. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yeah. Like when we first started, so I run a small massage therapy business, and I have the ability to just kind of sell some of our stuff there. So we sell farm fresh eggs. This summer I sold fresh bouquets of flowers. We sell, my husband makes pickles, an abundance of pickles, and we sell those at the office. I've sold some other canned goods. So just little things like that, it really does add up. And I have a separate pay box for that, so that when I do decide to grab the cash from that, I know what kind of profits we're making from that. And it's really great because I'll bring it home in a separate envelope and I'm like, hey, you have $100 to spend on fee this week or whatever it is, so every little bit, it really helps. Yeah. It's cool though, to be able to have that opportunity to do that too. So that's really cool that you can do that. Now, is your family all in? Do they love homesteading? Did you grow up doing this or did you just start doing this? No and no.
My, I did not grow up like this at all. Actually, so it was probably like a couple years after my husband and I started dating. So probably around like 2008-ish. He brought up the idea of like wanting to do like a garden and that kind of stuff. I was like, why do you want to do that? Just go to the grocery store. So I didn't have any background in anything. No animals besides like, just basic dogs. I lived in the city. Didn't have gardening skills of any sort. I couldn't even keep a houseplant alive. And then in 2015, we started renting a place that had horses, and they allowed us to we were like, well, let's just get some chickens. Let's just try it out. And so we ended up getting 6 chickens, which is definitely the gateway to homesteading. Not like that seriously opened the door for everything for us. We're like, wait, we can keep 6 chickens alive? This is the game changer. So we did a small garden there, and then just each year we've just expanded a little bit more, and we realized that we wanted to move out of the city and have some land, but without breaking the bank, because in the area that that like my office is, where we rented really close to where my office is. The price is insane for land. It's just really high, and that was just not in our budget. And so we looked within like a 2-mile radius of my office for some land that we could pursue this on. And we ended up, it's about an hour and 40-minute drive to work, which is why I'm in the middle right now of going home. I just, we wanted that land, and we wanted to just attempt to pursue this and see, what kinds of skills can we learn, and how can we work towards this goal. So no background in it. My husband and I, he brought up the original idea, and we just both kind of jumped in together with actually, getting the chickens and starting the garden and all that. We have 3 kids. Our oldest 2 are 10 and 12. They were into like the chickens and gardening maybe the first couple years, maybe. Now it's like pulling teeth. It's like, how much are you going to pay me to shovel the chicken coop out? Or, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's not their favorite thing in the world. They just don't love it. Like I wish they would love it, but it is what it is. Our youngest, she's 2, and she is so interested in all of it. Like if you feed the dogs without her, she's ticked. Like she's like, excuse me, that's my job. Like she's all about it. She wants her hands in every piece of it. She wants to grab the eggs. She wants to, tend to the animals. It's really fun to see her. So I'm hoping, I'm eating my own hair here. I'm hoping that we can just kind of nurture that in her and just encourage her to be part of the homestead. And maybe that's something that we didn't do as well with our older kids, because we were trying to learn it ourselves, and maybe we just got really caught up in not involving them as much for a few years, and that probably just kind of got them out of it a little bit. And so we try to include them as much as possible without making it more drama than it needs to be.
Homesteading is always drama.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Seriously, it is.
I think that's part of for me. This is jumping on a parenting bandwagon soapbox for a second here. Is I had, and girls are always obvious different than boys, but my boys at one point in time weren't necessarily too interested in doing some of the stuff. And what I told them was, when we moved down here, we moved onto this piece of property, the idea was for us to raise all of our own meat. That was the goal.
That is awesome. Yep.
And so if that's the goal as a family, then we all have to help reach the goal. Right? Yeah. And so when one of my older boys was like, well, I don't want to take care of the pigs anymore. And I said, and that's fine. And so if you get tired and you want to break, look, I get it. I'm happy to help out. One of the other brothers can help, the team, the work that I do, I have a lot of teamwork. So I always try to cross train. And that's really my mind is cross train the kids. But the ultimate message was, if you don't raise the pigs, then we don't eat pork. So
I would say, do you like bacon?
No more bacon, no more sausages, no more summer sausages, no more breakfast sausages, no more ham steaks, no hams. You know, and because I explained, I'm like, I'm not buying that anymore. I'm done buying it.
Yeah.
So we either as a family produce it so we can eat it, or we don't, and we don't get it. And, you know, it was kind of like when we had that conversation, I guess something clicked and he was like, well, I like my bacon and sausage, so I guess I'll go ahead and keep on taking care of it.
I guess.
Now,
don't
get
great.
me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The moment that he started working full time, he was more than happy to dish that off to one of the younger boys. But, but you know, I don't know, man. I feel like for us, our kids have always been very receptive to the idea. You know, even when we were raising rabbits, that was one of the things my brother kind of joked about when he found out that Abigail, our only daughter, was taking care of the rabbits. And he's like, well, we'll see when you go to process them. She'll be out. And, you know, she's there. She's the one that manages the entire rabbitry.
Yep. Sorry.
Wow. That's so cool.
Sorry, I hit something on my phone.
Yeah,
she's really in charge of that. Sorry, I hit the Facebook page on my phone and turned us on. No, I like the fact that all of our kids are involved, but it could be just the age too. 10 and 12 is like an age.
It's a whole nother level of something right now.
So and depending on kids, like some of my kids have gone through that like transitional age thing at that weirdness at like 13. Most of them it's like 11 or 12. Ooh. Now, you know, it just depends. But hang in there. They'll get through that. And we talk
and that's what I'm hoping. Yeah. You know? And I think that's great because like even so like last January when I started my channel and that like early that summer, they were way more into like helping. It wasn't as much of pulling teeth. And just in that 1 year, they're both in a very different stage, just emotionally and everything. So it definitely could be the age. And I'm just going to pray for that because it would be nice to to have them back on board a little bit. But I love the idea of kind of integrating like work and then reward. When you work hard for, you know, different things on the homestead, whether you're tending to the garden or the chicken stuff, like our kids will help with like they don't help call the chickens or anything like that, but they help gather the chickens for us. So we have like stations when we do like our meat bird setup, and the kids will grab the meat birds, which is helpful because otherwise we're out there trying to chase chickens around. It's like, let's save some time. And they do help a lot with that. And so I think they understand the reward. They're just not quite there to maybe express the gratefulness for that reward. So I think it's just an age thing. I hope that we'll just get through that.
It goes, this too shall pass. We you know, the oldest is 23 and the youngest is 7. And now the 23-year-old and the 21-year-old, they weren't really raised on the farm. Even my 18-year-old daughter, she wasn't really raised on the farm. When we moved here, you know, 9 years ago, they were, you know, 14, 12, and almost 10. So those older kids really weren't like, they just were thrown into something. And like you said, we were learning at the same time they were learning. And so my oldest son, he didn't really embrace it as much as the other ones did. You know, my daughter was like, I want rabbits. We were like, we got to eat them. She's like, deal. She was in. The other one, my second boy, he was like, well, I want to do pigs. And we said, what animal do you want to raise on the farm? And he was like, well, I like pigs. We should eat, you know, we like pork. We should do pigs. And so he kind of took ownership over that section of our farm. And so he was in he helped plan out the different pens. He helped build the farrowing pens. He helped with those aspects of it, which I really think helped him take ownership over that. My oldest son was like not having any of that. He's like, I'm 14 years old. I'm not interested. Like he was just not interested. So we said, well, we want you to be able to help too and take ownership of an animal. What do you like? Well, we got 2 blue healers. So now we have farm dogs. We're like, well, can you be in charge of it? So he started taking, and people were thinking, oh, you know, you might think, oh, what is he feeding? You know, he's doing more than that, because when he not just fed them, he took charge of them. He made sure they were getting run. They were doing the things they needed to do. And we were able to breed one of our girls. And when she had babies, he was in here in the room when she was having each baby. Yeah. He was writing the times down. He came to get me.
So cool.
He stayed up with her. He made sure she needed everything. Like, he did research. He knew when she was pregnant. He knew all those things. So we really took ownership over the animals in that way. And it gave him, I hope that it gave him a sense of really feeling like he belonged to our farm industry and, our farm, thing, our homestead. We really try to make sure every kid has some sort of farm responsibility here. So, my oldest is moved. He's married and moved off the farm. But my 21-year-old, he doesn't really do anything here on the farm as much. He'll help out, do things. He taught me how to drive a tractor and put out hay 2 weeks ago, because he does that in his job. So, he does things, but it's really cool for him, for the kids to all have those responsibilities. My 11-year-old is in charge of really helping out with the chickens and the ducks. He helps with that. My 9-year-old is in charge of our turkeys. Like, he manages them. If someone's sick, he's like, Mom, I got a sick turkey. We need to take care of it. He's in charge of picking. He knows who are boys, who are girls. He charges me. He gives me the idea of, Mom, we're going to have to eat this one for Christmas. We're going to have to eat this one for Thanksgiving. Like, he knows. He doesn't always love to be reminded on a cold evening, you got to go take care of the turkeys, or we have to go put extra hay in our pen. But because he's in charge of them from beginning to end, he really does have that, sense of accountability and ownership. And he knows that those animals depend on him. So it's really been helpful that way. And, and my 7-year-old takes care of the dogs. He feeds the dogs at night. So he's in charge of that part of it. So we have, everybody kind of has their place in terms of what they're taking care of, which is nice. And they're learning.
That is really nice. And I might feel that. That's really great, because if we give our kids maybe, a few different options, this is something that you're going to be in charge of. So you have your selections here. Which one would you like? And then that's their new task. And they can, learn all about them and, do research if they need to or whatever. But I think that would work for our kids. I think I'm going to steal that, Monica.
Go for it.
That's good, you guys. I love it.
But when you have it too, and that's the thing, look, my daughter's out there from start to finish with these rabbits. My 13-year-old and her both help with the rabbitry. And so the 13-year-old will be out there. He's the one that feeds them. So if she's at work, because she has a job, she's 18, she has a job. And so if she's at work one day and she's doing her thing during the week, that 13-year-old, he goes and takes care of all the rabbits. My kids know they have to take care of their chores, house chores. They take care of their animal chores first and foremost. We try to impress upon them that before you eat, you feed the animals. The animals depend on us. Now, that doesn't always happen. My kids will be pulling out a bowl of cereal, getting ready to eat. I'm like, did you let the animals out? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
they're like, oh, yeah.
And then go. But we try to really impress it upon them that these animals they're basically, you are taking care of them. You are responsible for everything. So they depend on you to eat, to drink, to be alive. And we depend on them to nourish us. So we really are a huge team. And they can get a little persnickety about it, but when they each have something like that, it really does help. And they know that if they want electronics, if they want to be able to play games and they want to be able to just, watch TV or whatever it is, they take care of their animals, they get their schoolwork done, and they get the chores done. And, I mean, I don't sweep. My kids sweep the floors. I don't sweep the floors. They sweep the floors. I don't load dishwashers for the most part. We have kids that load it, unload it. They do certain chores because I need them to understand that we're a team. And if I tried to do everything all the time, I wouldn't be able to spend time doing anything else. So, I need to also not only take care of them, but I take care of myself. So
for sure. I'm feeling so encouraged. Like this is like exactly what I needed in like my parenting mind right now, because sometimes I just feel so, because it's like I feel guilty because like I go away to work and then I come home and I'm like telling them, you got to do this, you got to do that. And they're just like, well, I just want to hang out. Can't we just hang out? And it's like, but these other things have to get done. And if in order for me to sit down, these other things have to be done. And the same for my husband, he holds down the fort. He homeschools our kids. He does all the stuff on the homestead when I'm done at work. And it's like, if you guys can't help out dad, like how is he going to sit down with you? How is he going to have any quality time with you if he's just constantly doing everything for everybody. And
I have a friend that does that. I have a friend that literally does everything for her children. She has 3 kids. Her 2 oldest are in the military now, but she has a little girl. And her daughter's 12, and she's just the most precious child. But my friend does every single thing around the house. She cooks, she cleans, she tidies up. She's taught her daughter how to clean and tidy up. But let me just tell you, she overdoes it so much.
Right.
And I'm like, you need to settle down. Like when her kids came to my house, when her older boys came to my house, the same age as my 2 oldest, they were at my house one day. We were having a little play date. She was doing something. And I was like, hey, bring your boys over. We'll have breakfast. I'll feed them breakfast, and then we'll hang out for the afternoon. Perfect.
Yep.
I made pancakes. I mean, her kids were easily like 8 and 9 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
We made pancakes, whatever it was. I gave her kids pancakes. I put the syrup on the table. I gave all the kids the plates. I gave them a fork and a knife. And then I walked away and I said, all right, guys, we need to pray for our food. So I walked away for a second. I came back. I said, we said our prayers. And then I said, all right, go eat your food. I'm going to go in here and deal with whatever kid I had at the time, because I have babies like every couple years, so I know I had a baby on my head. Needless to say, her sons, who were only like, they're 18 months apart, so they were probably like 9 and 8 at the time.
Right.
They looked at me and they said, I don't know how to cut my pancake.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Excuse me, what? She's like, they were like, we don't.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let me show you how to cut a pancake, child. I'm like,
you're gonna learn right now. Yep.
They learned real quick, but I was like, are you joking? I called my friend. I was like, sister, you better teach your kids how to do stuff, because I just gave them a knife. She's like, you gave them a knife? I'm like, it's a butter knife, girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, they were so excited when they got home. They were like, Miss Monica gave us a butter knife. We cut our own pancakes. And I'm like, these people.
Oh my gosh.
She didn't. I'm like, you have to teach your kids to do things. You have to encourage them. So Troy over at Bar Run Forge. You know who Troy is at Bar Run Forge? Have you ever seen him?
No.
Super great guy. He is a 6th generation farmer. He lives in Ohio, and he runs a farm, a lot of land. He's been in the farming business for a long time. He was on our podcast a month or so ago. His episode came out this week, and we talked about generational farming and kids on the homestead, things like that. And he said something. Ready? This is for you, Sarah. This is exactly.
Yeah.
He said, and quote from Troy. Troy, this is his words. He said, we do the things we have to do to get to the things that we want to do.
I have heard this.
And he said,
this is amazing.
And that's what he says. He said, that's his mantra. That's what he says to his family growing up, his kids. He said, I understand you want to do this, but we have to do the things that we have to do. We do the things that we have to do to get to the things we want to do. And I feel like so many families miss out on that, teaching that to their kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do the things you have to do so that you can get to those fun things that you want to do. And I always tell my kids,
it's so true.
Dad would rather be in here watching TV and hanging out with us on a weeknight than putting hay out during the day. Right. Or during the evening. When he gets home from work, after working all that day, he would rather be doing that. He would rather be hanging out, running football in the front yard than coming inside and having to clean up after people. And that's sometimes what we're doing. And we end up having to, clean up or do extra things. And that's what he always says. I want to have fun Saturdays and Sundays with you guys. So let's get our chores done during the week, our tasks that are maybe outside chores or whatever. And so we have to remind the kids, do those things now so that on the weekends we can have fun with dad or with mom. Or
I love that.
So, yeah.
I think it's so important, and I hope I didn't portray that our kids are like spoiled and don't do anything, because they do. But it's not like a designated task. And that's something I think we really need to incorporate in, is them being able to have something that they are expected to do, rather than just on the fly. Hey, can you do this? Or hey, can you do that? Can you go grab eggs? It should be like, this is what you do every day. Or when I make dinner, you help me clean up in the kitchen, rather than, as soon as you're done eating, you walk away and you're out of here. So I think these are just really important. They're skills, they're skills for our kids to learn. And when we don't teach them these things and don't include them in these things, we're actually doing a disservice to them. And this is me speaking to myself right now. This is something that I need to incorporate more of. My husband's way better about that. He worked in before and after school childcare for a long time. So he's worked with many different age kids. And so he just has a better leadership skills than I do. I'm just a doer. I just do things, and I'm not very good at dictating things or assigning things and following through. And so that's just something that I need to personally step up my game, not only to benefit the family, but to benefit the kids and what they're learning and just their skills as they become adults.
Well, I think that, it's interesting because I manage several people. And, one of the things that I've recently had to talk to one of my leaders about was that a skill that you have to learn, and I learned this being a parent before I became a supervisor, was a skill that you have to learn is how to let people do things.
Yeah.
Especially when you're experienced at doing something, because I can't tell you how many times it was a struggle to watch my kids do something because I could have done it in like 30 seconds.
You're like, oh, I just need to do it.
Yeah. And so it's one of those things that I've always had to put in the back of my mind, because Drop said it earlier. The whole experience, and like I've tried to explain to my kids, is if you decide to grow up and not live on a farm, that's okay.
Yeah.
But what I do want you to learn is how to be responsible and hard work. Because if you're not afraid to work, you will always have a job.
Yep.
No matter who you are. It's the lazy people are the ones that are going to be left behind.
Definitely. And not only do the work, but do the work well. And don't just do the work to get the work done, because then either someone else is going to have to come clean it up, or you're going to spend more time going back and trying to fix that problem. Because and that's such an important skill. Like, there's been so many times that I'm like, you vacuumed? There's still like wrappers over here on the floor. Like, you vacuum thoroughly. Like, it's not that difficult.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
but yeah, and I think that one of the other things that has really helped with the kids too is that sense of accomplishment. I try to always bring that out too. Like, so anytime that we pull out pork or pull out beef or whatever it is, I remind people, because especially you being a Christian, you'll know this, and a student of the Bible, that was one of the things that God always did. Or as you saw the prophets or the people who were coming in to talk to the Israelites, was they always reiterated where they came from. And so one of the things I try to do is to remind the kids, hey, don't forget, just 9 years ago or 10 years ago, we would have never been able to raise our own beef or raise our own pork, look at what God has allowed us to be able to do now with our hands.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's incredibly rewarding. And when they're at an age where they can start understanding that too, that's just super important to point out. And I think it's important for us to recognize too. Sometimes we just go through the motions and we're just, we just doing the things. But when we really take into account what we're accomplishing and what we've been given steward over, it's pretty amazing what we're able to accomplish with our hands and feet, like you said.
No, it's true.
How long have you been living on the homestead?
We've been here since October of 2019, so it's been like 4 years. So, so we're still pecking away at stuff, but we dove in pretty hard in 2020 with some things, and I think some of it was maybe a little over our heads as far as just how much we put on our plate at one time. But it was kind of timing of things. We're like, gotta get a sheep now, gotta get more chickens, gotta make the garden bigger. So it was just one of those things. And so now we're trying to figure out how to do all these things well. Some of the things we might need to downsize, like we've already talked about, like with the sheep, like going a different direction with sheep, maybe not doing it for wool, because I literally have not touched the wool besides like I washed like one felt. That was maybe it. And I didn't do anything with it yet. And so we might switch to meat sheep. And, that could be a lot more rewarding, because, we'll still get the cold manure that they provide. They still can help, clear out pastures and stuff like that. But we'll be able to, harvest them and have something tangible for us to be like, okay, we're putting in the work and they're giving us something in return.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's very wise. That's one of the things that we've learned along the way, is not to be afraid to pivot.
Yep.
You can go out and buy something because you think you're on that path,
Mm-hmm.
and when you start getting into it and you're like, yeah, this probably isn't it. Don't ever be
Mm-hmm.
afraid to just say, you know what, this isn't the way we're going. And I mean,
Yep.
we've had to do that with our cows. I guess I'm on my third generation in my mind of what
Mm-hmm.
kind of cow I'm trying to produce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we've gone through a couple different things, but a lot of it is trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
So that's one thing that we usually try to encourage people is don't be afraid to make a change.
Yeah.
If you
Mm-hmm.
know that it's something that's becoming a hindrance, one thing that I'll say to Monica periodically, we'll come in and I'll be like, you got to downsize the birds, or we need to do this because it's taking too much time and we're not getting any reward out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's
definitely
that's a huge piece in homesteading because most homesteaders are not full-time homesteaders. You
Right.
still have jobs, you have kids, you have homeschooling, you have all this different stuff that's on your plate. So you have to maximize your time. And if you're not maximizing your time, then
Well, I think the fear,
absolutely. Then
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I think the fear in that pivoting. Sorry, I think the fear in pivoting is the fact that people are afraid that somebody will say, "Oh, well, they failed at that." Because I think we all have that degree of people like watching us, waiting for us to fail at this homesteading thing. Because everybody has every homesteader has people that don't homestead, but they're watching. Going, wait until they're done.
Oh,
wait until
for sure.
And you're always afraid as a homesteader. I feel like there's so much of that that's part of us. Like, I don't want to get rid of that because then people are gonna be like, oh yeah, you got a horse, but then you got rid of it, huh? Not right for horses.
Yeah.
You have to be confident. No offense, Eric, but we have to be confident in our abilities and say, yeah, you know what? That just wasn't for me.
Right. Oh, absolutely. And I think that goes back to what we were talking about earlier about being real. If you're a creator and you're putting yourself out there on the internet, I mean, don't buy a horse acting like you're an expert with that horse if you've never had one before. I think it's important to be really transparent on that. You know what I mean?
I don't have any idea what you mean.
Pickups, yeah, you said horses. You just picked up on what I said because we got a horse. That was literally the first thing we got. Eric's like, we're going to move to Texas. That's a horse. Okay, we got a horse, and this man got thrown off the horse several times because he tried to ride bareback. And our horse was not happy with that. So he threw him off at least twice. The horse was just not having it. We are not horse people.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to move to Texas and get a horse. We're going to be real cowboys now. No. We had like 18 months of fake cowboy life, okay?
That's fun though.
It wasn't a thing for us.
Wow.
But yeah.
That's funny.
We're going to need to talk about that.
Next Thursday therapy. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's smart to know what you can do and what's good for your farm.
Yep, and being efficient. Efficiency is huge. And some people, if you're an animal sanctuary, then great. That's a totally different goal than like a traditional homesteader. And so everything has to have a purpose, and you have to be okay with getting rid of the things. Or, I mean, if you have to end those finances, then fine. Or time, then fine. But, most of us don't. And so we need to be really smart with where we're putting that time and energy and the finances into, for sure. So we definitely have some pivoting coming up.
Yeah. And that's smart. Yeah. And that's really smart because you know that you have to do it. And that right there is a huge step. And not only do you have to do it, but now you're teaching your kids. And if it was me, and whenever we make decisions to do that kind of stuff, the downsize, it's smart to include your kids and say, hey guys, we're a family. Yeah. We're running this farm as a family. And obviously the kids aren't putting money out to buy or sell animals, but because they're involved in the farm, it's a really good idea to bring them in and say, we're going to downsize. We're going to do these things to make it easier for all of us to take care of this farm because we're all in this. We all are benefiting, or it's either a benefit and you have rewards, or you're having that hardship. So we're all some way being affected by this. So we want you guys to understand that we're downsizing because for us, this makes more sense to downsize or whatever. By including in that conversation, within reason, obviously, your kids may feel more engaged too later on when you do choose
whatever. So definitely it's another opportunity.
Yeah.
Yep. This is like this is like Homesteaders Anonymous. I have a problem.
That's why it's Thursday therapy night. We just get it all out.
Get it all out.
Well, okay, so I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it is 10 o'clock and here, and I'm sure it's probably later where you are. So we're
in the Central Time Zone. We're in the same.
Oh, okay, you're in Central. Okay, good. So we're gonna let you get home finally, and I just wanted to say, thank you so much for coming on here tonight. If you guys haven't checked out Sarah yet, go give her some love over at A Homesteading Hustle. She's on Instagram. She's on YouTube. Are you on Facebook too, or you're kind of like?
Yeah, but I'm like I said, I'm really bad about managing social media, so I'm on there, but I don't post much.
Instagram, YouTube, go check her out. She's got all kinds of stuff going on over there, and she's got a lot of really good content and information you can learn.
Thank you.
I'm excited. I'm going to be looking at all the things you're doing with sourdough now, so I'm going to start again. I need to start. But anyway, so thank you so much for coming in here and joining us tonight. I am so happy you could be with us.
It was thank you. Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much for inviting me. I just feel very blessed that you guys, contacted me and asked me to come on. It was super fun, and I really appreciate good conversation like this. So thank you for encouraging me tonight to just step up my mom skills when I get home.
There you go. Well, the good thing is I decided not to do the entire interview with the thing in my mouth, because I thought maybe I'll put that thing in my mouth and I can do the entire interview with that thing that I used last week, and I can just talk like dish the whole time. But I decided not to.
Thank you.
So you're welcome.
Thank you. I could take you seriously. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyway, look, I just want to say thank you guys all for coming in. Thank you so much for checking out Sarah and listening to all of us have our conversations, for being in the chat. We love you guys so much, and we're so appreciative you're here. Hey, who likes new friends
from Minnesota?
Farmers.
Yay!
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Sarah. Have a great night, everybody.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys. Thank you.
Thanks. Good night, Amber. Good night.